Hi there and welcome back to Valley por Vida. Now, as promised, we've got an exciting story for you lined up next. See, it's time now to tell you how one beverage company is literally doubling down on our Lone Star State with its new Brewed in Texas campaign. In fact, 1 in every 7 of their products sold is sold here in the state of Texas. And now they're seeking to tap into the passions and top beer drinking occasions for what Texans consider special events. And we're talking soccer events, rodeos, boxing, and so much more. It's really a campaign that comes to life showing how professional bull rider Cooper David and Mexican traditional team midfielder Rodolfo Pizarro, alongside world lightweight champion boxer Teofimo Lopez, really care about good times with friends, family, and a cold one. So we decided to speak with a representative of their team to learn all about what this campaign entails.
Hi everybody, my name is Chris Kaiser, the Senior Director of Marketing for Bud Light. I live here in the great state of Texas, in Austin, Texas, and really excited to talk to everybody about our Brewed in Texas campaign that we have kicked off this summer. Bud Light continues to be the #1 beer brand in the industry and the #1 beer brand in Texas. But what people might not realize is the critical role that Texas plays in maintaining that top rank in the country. In fact, 1 in every 7 Bud Lights sold in the U.S. is sold right here in Texas. And while Bud Light continues to lead its share of beer category within the state and the U.S., Texas remains a very important piece of our business as the beers industry continues to grow at a rapid pace. So this opportunity is why Bud Light continues to double down in Texas, and we recently launched our Brewed in Texas campaign, tapping into Texas passion points and drinking occasions through partnerships with rodeo, boxing, soccer, and of course football. So this campaign follows a long storied history in the great Lone Star State, Texas. Anheuser-Busch's Houston Brewery has been handcrafting Bud Light since its introduction in 1982 and currently brews about 87% of all Bud Light sold in Texas and 100% of our unique Bud Light Texas packs. Now, for our Brewed in Texas campaign, we teamed up with professional bull rider Cooper Davis, Mexican national team midfielder Rodolfo Pizarro, and world lightweight champion Teofimo Lopez for a content series that shows how we go for great lengths for a good time with family, friends, and Bud Light. So Cooper, Rodolfo, and Teofimo were selected for the campaign because they are leaders in their sport and have strong followings right here in the Lone Star State. With a ton of fun, we had a blast with them on the set, and we're really excited to showcase these new spots. First of all, Danielle, I want to thank you for your time, and we're going to continue to invest in the great state of Texas, and really looking forward to bringing this campaign to life and having it stay there for years to come with our new packaging, with our new media, radio, out-of-home billboards. So you're going to see it all throughout the great state of Texas, and the Texan pride that we're going to bring.
Again, the goal here is that the campaign will be recognized as a long storied part of history when it comes to the company here in Texas. And these handcrafted beverages have been employing over 600 local Texans and brewing about 87% of our Texas beer, proving that everything really is bigger in our state. We're so proud to be from Texas. And since we're on the topic of our mighty fine state, let's go ahead and dive into other traditions, or at least interesting things that we hear Texans love about the Lone Star. So according to RepublicTitle.com, did you know that the great state of Texas was actually an independent nation at one point? Yeah, of course, you might very well recall this tidbit from history class, but it's pretty amazing. The site says that from 1836 to 1845, we Texans were on our own. It also outlines that Texas has the largest herd of white-tailed deer. And since, we have a lot of hunters in the Lone Star State, our natural environment is just definitely one that many love, along with other, Texas critters and creatures. We just love it. And amid that beauty of our nature and the wilderness around us, did you know that Texas actually has a coastal live oak tree that's located near the area of Fulton? And that one tree is the oldest plant in our entire state. It's crazy. Now, Houston ain't just a city in Texas, okay? The site also says that Sam Houston is arguably the most famous Texan. It outlines that he was born in the state of Virginia, though, and that he actually served as governor of Tennessee before he ever came to the Lone Star State. And did you know that there's only one natural lake in Texas? I know it's hard to believe since, we have so many beautiful and natural water sources and views here, but the site says only one is a natural lake, and that is the Caddo Lake. Definitely check it out if you can sometime. And of course, most of us have visited the great city of Austin, Texas, right? Our state's capital. Well, if you've ever studied the map, it's pretty interesting because you'll see that Austin is actually located on the Colorado River in the south central Texas area. And if you've ever had the chance to visit our state capital, then don't you agree it's beautiful? Did you know that actually, according to the site, it's made of Texas pink granite? And of course, in Austin, there's always a lot of history plus fun going on. It's actually the live music capital of the world, which is pretty amazing. And did you know that Texas is even home to great entrepreneurs and inventions? I mean, if you've got a Dell or a compact computer at home, for example, then you'd be interested to know that its home was indeed our state. In fact, did you know that the site even outlines Texas as often being referred to as the Silicon Valley of the South? I mean, we got a lot going on. And it's not just another business either. I mean, we can't forget about our sport entertainment, right? Did you know that according to the site, our Lone Star professional sports teams include, of course, Dallas Cowboys. Even if you're not a sports fan, you most likely know about this team in Texas. But Dallas has also got their Mavericks and Stars, and then Houston's home to their Astros, Comets, and Rockets. And just 4 hours north of us here in the Valley, our very own San Antonio Spurs and, of course, Texas Rangers are on the Texas sports list as well. So maybe you can keep that in mind the next time you cheer on one of those teams on game day. And you can even, be Texas proud at the lunch table, too. Did you know that the popular beverage Dr. Pepper, if that's on your lunch table, was actually invented here in our great state as well? Apparently, it was created back in 1885, just about 85 miles west of the city of Waco. And the drink to this day uses cane sugar in it. It tastes so good. Oh, and one small bummer for all you grammar noticers, the branded name Dr. Pepper actually has no period after the doctor. I know, it's crazy. And lastly, let's break down a couple of things about some of our Texas cities and areas according to the site. Did you know that the armadillo is our official state mammal? Or that Laredo is the world's largest inland port? Or that the city of Amarillo has the world's biggest helium well? But none, of course, can compare to Brazoria County when it comes to our beautiful birds. The site says that this area of Texas is home to more species of birds than any other comparable region in North America. It's just outstanding, honestly. I'm telling you, here in Texas, we got that Texas pride, but it ain't for no reason, and we're so proud of it. All right, you guys, that's all we've got for now. Thanks again so much for joining us today, and be sure to tune in again next time because we're going to have a lot more in store for you on Vida. We'll see you then.